While most people focus on the squishy fat they can see, there is a hidden layer called visceral fat. It wraps tightly around your internal organs, behaving like a toxic, hardened shell. This tissue pumps out inflammatory molecules, linked to heart disease and early death. It's also unreachable. No surgeon can use liposuction to remove it because it's buried too deep. Take Dayton, for example. He appears lean in his arms and legs, but his midsection tells a different story. An anatomical mystery where the belly is the only area storing significant weight. Dayton's DEXA scan revealed the truth. Despite his outward appearance, he carried 33% body fat, including 200 grams of visceral fat hiding deep in his gut, 50 times more than a lean individual. While visceral fat is the most dangerous to your health, it is biologically the easiest to lose. The key is identifying the specific foods that trigger its storage. Visceral fat is a highly reactive organ. By changing the signals you send your body, you can noticeably shrink its volume in just 30 days. A 2014 study on overfeeding proved that the body processes different types of calories in vastly different ways. Researchers fed two groups an extra 750 calories daily from muffins, one made with polyunsaturated fats like fish, the other saturated fats like butter. Both groups gained the same weight, but the saturated fat group gained double the visceral fat, proving fat type dictates storage. For Dayton, this meant swapping his daily ribeye steak for leaner cuts like top sirloin or fatty fish. This simple trade reduced his saturated fat intake by 15 grams per meal without sacrificing protein. The second major trigger is fructose. In 2009, scientists compared how the body stores pure fructose versus pure glucose. This graph shows that after 10 weeks, only the fructose group saw a significant increase in visceral belly fat. Their insulin sensitivity also plummeted, making it harder for their bodies to handle carbohydrates. Whole fruit isn't the problem here. The fiber and water content make it very difficult to overeat. The real culprits are concentrated sources, like table sugar, high fructose corn syrup, and sweetened drinks like bubble tea. Evidence from 2005 suggests that doubling your protein intake can cause a natural reduction in calories and weight loss. Dayton replaced his sugary snacks with high-protein alternatives, creating the ideal biological environment for fat loss. Exercise cannot overcome a diet that signals the body to store visceral fat. Eliminating saturated fat and fructose triggers is the mandatory first step. Even with the perfect nutrient swaps, your progress will stall if your overall caloric intake remains too high. A sustained calorie deficit is the non-negotiable requirement that forces the body to begin using its stored fat for energy. There is a biological advantage here. Once you enter a deficit, visceral fat is typically the first energy source the body mobilizes for fuel. Losing just 10 pounds of total body weight can shrink your visceral fat volume by as much as 30%. In this state, the body prioritizes burning deep abdominal fat, effectively turning a calorie deficit into a tool for rapid midsection tightening. While general spot reduction is usually impossible, visceral fat is the rare exception. A 2023 study found that it responds specifically to high-intensity exercise. To trigger this effect, you must push your heart rate above 75% of its maximum through moderate to high-intensity interval training. At this intensity, the body releases catecholamines. These are fat-mobilizing hormones that specifically signal visceral fat cells to release their energy to be burned. You only need 15 to 25 minutes of interval cardio 2 or 3 times a week to see results. On other days, a goal of 8,000 steps provides a baseline of activity to keep the fat-burning process moving. High-intensity intervals create a targeted hormonal response that forces deep abdominal fat to be used for fuel. This protocol led to a significant transformation for Dayton over 10 weeks. By maintaining a calorie deficit, prioritizing lean protein over saturated fats, and adding high-intensity intervals, he changed the way his body stored energy. The final results were clear. Dayton dropped his total visceral fat mass by 50%. Visceral fat accumulation represents a metabolic response to daily habits, one that is entirely reversible with the right strategy. By identifying the biological triggers behind fat storage, you can effectively target and reduce your most dangerous body fat in as little as 30 days. Make one swap today. Replace a sugary snack with a high-protein alternative. If you want a full plan to track your nutrition and workouts, check the resources in the description below.